Didn't see you there. I'm Jules.
And I'm Ava, and this is Johnson County Middle School's FIRECAST.
Hope you enjoy. Welcome to FIRECAST TV. I'm Jules Davis. Today I'm here with Pam Burton and Joey Eastep. So can you tell me why CMPS is important to your school?
I love the purpose of CMPS. I love what its objective is. It's looking for an issue that the community is faced with, and our students then, given the freedom, the flexibility, allowed to be creative and come up with solutions to community problems. Just like last year, our group, CMPS, me and the same kids were involved in that. It was Operation Ordinary, and it was really inspirational, not just to me as an administrator, but to a lot of teachers in the building, a lot of students in the building, and a lot of those characteristics of Operation Ordinary, things that they were trying to achieve last year, has rolled over to this year. Is even phrased sometimes Operation Ordinary School now, and hopefully that continues to be something as we move forward.
So what is your project this year?
This year the students are concerned about the problem with addiction in our area, and to narrow that in, they're really focusing on mothers who are having babies that are born with NAS, neonatal abstinence syndrome. We found out early this year that so many of the babies that are being born are suffering from drug withdrawal, and these babies shake and they need all kinds of additional medical attention. Often the mothers are unable to take care of the babies, and so the kids have taken upon themselves the idea of trying to provide more support for these mothers so they can provide support for the babies. So the second part of their name is hand in hand, but then it's bless one, bless two. They believe that if they can bless the mother, help the mother, that inevitably they will help the child. They have several projects that they're doing as part of it, but the all-encompassing project is an app, and the app is sustainable. The app will allow the students to provide information to mothers who are pregnant and even family members that may know someone who's pregnant in a non-threatening manner. We learned that even though brochures are out there and there are commercials, that very often these women are concerned and afraid to pick up the brochures because of the stigma, and even worse than that, the fear that someone will come and take the baby from them. So by creating an app, these mothers can, or family members, can access information about where they can go for help. The students are partnering with 3 different organizations locally. For these organizations, they have obtained clothes already this year. They've had individuals to knit small caps and little mittens because the babies will scratch their faces. They've written a grant for $1,200. And in the grant, they've already purchased 2 Mama-Roos. They've purchased the little sleepers, the wraps. They're trying to fund some pacifiers because in the context of talking with other people, they've learned that these babies, if there's a certain type of a pacifier that can be used. The app itself allows mothers to go and find out where they can go for help. So the partnerships that they have formed are 3 of the places that are listed on the app because we know that people there will provide them with assistance. We really have grown to love the idea of the Serenity House. And at Serenity House, when you've had the baby, you stay there for 3 months. And so these women are going to need special types of resources while they're living there for 3 months. And this bonding time is really important because often the baby was taken away from the mother and put in foster care. And by providing this bonding time, these mothers will have a motivation to perhaps stay away from the drugs. So part of the project is telling these women that there is a place where you can go, Serenity House. If you go there, you will not be judged, you will be helped. You can stay there throughout your pregnancy. You can stay there for 3 months after your pregnancy. If you don't want that choice, the app says you can go to Community of Hope, which is in Hager Hill, Kentucky. And you can go there for daily sessions and they'll provide you help. We just picked up another partnership with Free Will Baptist Church in Inez. Every Tuesday evening, they have a drug recovery group and they provide them dinner. So the app will tell them, you know what, you need something to eat on Tuesday night, go to Free Will Baptist Church in Inez, and you can have a meal.
And the great thing, all this is initiated, like you said, in the privacy of their own home to start with.
And that's so
via the app.
That's so important. And now, so the app itself is the overriding, but then all these other things they're doing make the app work. Because now you need diapers, guess what? They can give you diapers. So if you contact them and say, hey, I need diapers, that's one of the ways that contact is going to work, because they can give diapers. They've even talked about creating diaper bags. You know, so they have the power and the ingenuity to come up with neat ideas. I can't stress how important it is that they created the app. We've had problems with it. We had some false starts, but we have it now and we're excited. But the app is just a vehicle to provide access to the resources these people need.
What has your team done to get the project out to the community?
Well, the beginning of the year, one of the first things they did, they visited Community of Hope, and they went to Serenity House. Then they went and talked to retired teachers at a program where the choir was singing. They kind of hitchhiked on that. They've spoken in front of the Kiwanis. They've spoken in front of the Rotary Club. They sent out some invitations for a breakfast that they had in December. And then, of course, they went this past week to the Free Will Baptist Church, and they provided the meal that they paid for, they cooked, they delivered, and they cleaned up. You know, that's really important.
We also have a wonderful community. I mean, they're willing to support all of our efforts, any of our efforts, provide us, help us. And there have been multiple organizations that, to start with, you know, beginning of the school year, came in and talked to the students and provide just some education to them on the topic. And
that's how the year started.
Right.
They had the people came in from Project Pride, the health department came in and gave them a presentation and actually showed them what a baby and how the baby would react and move, so they would understand that firsthand.
I'm Jules Davis, this is Pam Burton and Joey Eastet. Thank you for watching.
Hi, I'm Ava Cochran, here with Brenda Dyer, our assistant coach to Project Hand in Hand. Ms. Dyer, what is your occupation here at JCMS?
I am the special needs teacher here at Johnson County Middle School. I teach kids with severe handicaps and disabilities.
What does this project have to do with your students?
Last year our project was Operation Ordinary, and they came in my room and did observations and peer buddies, and they got to know my kids. A lot of my students, not all of them, but many of my students are the effect of mommies who did drugs when they were smaller. So not all of them, but some of them are NAS babies. And so they got to know the kids after they're older. This is kind of, we're backing up and trying to figure out how the process works. The kids that have the issues, lots of times are effects from mommies who did abuse drugs. And so this way we're learning that the babies who are born to mothers addicted, the effects that they have and the future effects of them as students.
What is NAS?
Neonatal abstinence syndrome. It is babies who are born to mothers with substance abuse, who do alcohol, drugs. They do abuse their bodies during their pregnancy, and the babies are addicted when they're born if they don't get help prior to, which is the Serenity House. If they can get to the Serenity House, they will help them to wean them off of the drugs in a proper manner so that the babies may not have as many adverse effects when they're born.
What is SUD?
Substance abuse disorder. Many people these days, and it's more rampant, they get addicted to drugs, painkillers. Sometimes it's normal people that you know, doctors, lawyers. It's not just the hobo on the street or the homeless person. It is people of stature who may have gotten addicted to painkillers for an injury or whatever. It's very hard, and you never know exactly a person's story until you talk to them.
What is your involvement in Project Hand in Hand?
Well, help Miss Burton. I'm assistant coach to her. Try to follow in her first steps, but she's very good. So I help take to and from. We have worked with the students and try to get them to the places they need to be and talk to the people they need to talk to. So we're just trying to help them to get the word out and to get the app ready.
How has this project affected you?
I have family members who are addicted to drugs or alcohol, and I also have great nieces and nephews who has also been affected, are NAS babies. It's hard to see that they struggle. The parents have a rough life and future, and the babies have a rough future. So I have also, with this project, I've learned different places that we can send them to for help, which I did not know before. The Serenity House is an awesome place for women who need assistance. And the Community of Hope, I didn't know it was local. And so it's very nice to know that I can tell these family members where they can go, and if I can get them to download the app, it'll be something that they can use for future use.
Thank you. I'm Ava Cochran here with our assistant coach, Brenda Dyer.
Well, Operation Ordinary is a project that they completed last year, our CMPS students. A lot of those same students are participating in the project this year. CMPS it's called Hand in Hand. Again, it's a community-based problem and issue that after they communicated with our Youth Service Center Director, Ms. Cantrell, they kind of brainstormed some ideas, several different ideas, and they came up with this one, something that they thought would be a benefit to our community. And again, just like last year, I'm confident at the end of it, it's going to be another inspirational project that our students are going to be able to touch a lot of lives with at the end of the day.
We wanted a project that was close to our hearts, like our last one, Operation Ordinary. After speaking with the director of the Family Resource Center, we discovered that NAS was a big problem in our area and we wanted to help.
Project Hand in Hand aims to help pregnant mothers who suffer from SUD, substance use disorder, and their babies who suffer from NAS. NAS can cause babies to have withdrawals even after they're born, up to 3 days, and it causes them to have to spend multiple weeks in the ICU.
We are collecting things to donate to Serenity House and Community of Hope to give to the mothers and babies.
We donated 2 Mamaroos that have came in, baby swaddles, and we're donating those to Serenity House in Martin County.
A Mamaroo is a swing, but it's like mimics the baby being in the womb. So it shakes and swings, and then it also plays music if you plug a phone into it.
We have an app called Hand in Hand JC. It will be out in like 3 to 5 days, and we each did a little bit of research. So we'd like put some places on there like Serenity House, and we'd write descriptions of what it does, and we'd give you the number and the website so you can get your resources and find help.
Well, basically they can just go on the app and they can find any resources that they need, and there'll be places they can go if they need anything. Anyone who has the Apple App Store or the Android Play Store or Google Play Store can download it, and even if it's not someone that's affected by substance use disorder or a mother that has a baby with NAS, it could be a family member or a friend or anything, and they can download it and they can just tell them about it and just get knowledge about it to know that it really is a problem and they can help.
Hi, I'm Ava Cochran here with Miss Anita Cantrell. Miss Cantrell, what's your occupation here at JCMS?
I'm the Youth Service Center Coordinator, and I've been here, this is my 22nd year.
What is your involvement in this project?
I initially became involved actually through our teachers' retreat. We were discussing environmental factors and what affects the children, and drugs came up, and during a community meeting at the health department we were discussing NAS, neonatal abstinence syndrome, and I learned at that meeting that up to 70% of the babies born in our area are born dependent upon drugs. and you could literally hear the gasp in the room that day. And I think from that point, Mrs. Burton and I talked, and we talked with the team, and the team immediately decided that that had to be the issue that they approached this year to try to make a difference.
How did you help the team learn about NAS and SUD?
One of the things I did was put the team in contact with Phyllis Coleman through Mountain Comprehensive Care Center, and I scheduled visits to Community of Hope, which is a daytime program where moms that are in the process of going through treatment and rehabilitation. They have support services there, and the students were able to talk to peer support people who had been in the throes of addiction at one time but had made tremendous strides and were doing very, very well. And they work at the program, and that day of our visit, they discussed their specific addiction, shared it with the team, and how their life has improved. And I think it's made, a great impact. It made a great impact on me and also the team to see. And as well, that day, Ms. Coleman shared with the team what services that people who are dependent upon drugs in their rehabilitation need, all the support services that they need, and how Community of Hope is able to provide those services, from their medical needs to employment needs. There's just a variety, from therapy needs. There's just so many educational needs. I can keep going, but they're able to go there daily, and it's just working wonderfully. And I also scheduled a visit to Serenity House, where pregnant moms and new moms are able to stay there with their infants and actually, while they're recovering, work with their babies. They take them and do several things with them, provide so many services. I don't know if I can mention them all, but and I think one other thing that I did was to get the team in contact with Unite, which helped them apply for a grant, and they were worked really hard on the grant to get things, purchase things for the babies at Serenity House, which I think is absolutely wonderful.
How did you schedule the team's visit to Community of Hope?
Phyllis Coleman was just instrumental, and she's been absolutely wonderful to come in and talk with us and share with us her experience of working with people that are in the throes of addiction. And she was able to schedule the visit to Community of Hope and also to Serenity House. And I think that through her involvement of helping us learn what parents are going through and experiencing, that helped us in turn to approach addiction in a new way. And I think that she was able to get us in contact with those people by, or with those agencies like Community of Hope and Serenity House, by coming to visit and actually educating us on what families face in addiction, and what dependent babies, when they are reunited with their parents and when they're able to work with their parents in those facilities, how much stronger they become.
How has this project affected you?
I feel like that as a coordinator, it's helped me to realize that the more that we can make awareness known to the community, and the more that we can get our youth involved, people like you that they understand the struggles that parents face, because many of the parents that are in Community of Hope and that are working or going to Serenity House, they may have other children, and they all may have that baby also that they need to learn to work with, and to know that they have support and that they have people that care and that people that want to make a difference. I think that that is the crux of knowing that sometimes I think that they feel hopeless, and knowing that I've had just a small part in helping the team learn and to be educated about the issue. I think that that's all that, it's one big part that helps me realize that I can make a small difference.
Thank you. I'm Ava Cochran, and this is Miss Anita Cantrell.
Thank you so much for watching this edition of FIRECAST.
If you'd like to see more, visit theholler.org.